what Steve has said about Jesus Christ? Just call our love lines at 641-6400. There are people standing by who'd love to talk to you. That number again is 641-6400. And keep trying if it's busy. Agape, a public service affairs presentation of U100.
Good morning from WYOO, AM/FM right here in Richfield. Good morning, WYOO, AM/FM Richfield.
100 WYOO, AM/FM Stereo Richfield. Oh, what do you know? It's 5:14. How are you? It's Jerry St. James. It's Monday. That means it's, what does it mean? Oh, the first hour, it's 5 o'clock. That's what I was wondering why I was doing here so early. Yeah, Monday is come on the radio early day. As usual, this morning, playing a lot of requests. My requests, because I'm busy. Now, what I'm doing is I'm typing the school lunch menu. I have to do that on Mondays because secretaries don't get in here till late. So that's what I'm doing. But, what are you doing this early? Good Lord. Anyway, got good music this morning. Yes. Yes, we do. Coming up in a few minutes, we have an inspirational message from dear old Father Mulcahy, or whatever his name is. I don't know, but I did find, yes, I did. This week I did find the record. Yeah. Anyway, 6 o'clock this morning, Michael J. will be in here, our studio audience, and all of our usual fooling around and carrying on, so don't go anyplace. Joe Concord here, and I get by with a little help from my friends. 5:23 on the St. James program from the Super U. U100, isn't that nice? Frankie Valley in the Four Seasons, that's new from them. It's 5:31:29 in front of 6 o'clock with St. James on the radio. U100, McCartney and Wings, Anna's Rock Show. That's good. Boy, you know, they're making a tour. Yes, they are. Should be in this country, I think, in the spring. Yeah. That's what I was reading in Rolling Stone. Anyway, so we look, gee whiz, they haven't been on tour, you know. That could be everybody else's toured, Lennon and McCartney and Harrison. I mean, Lennon and Ringo and Harrison, but this should be good. If they tour, boy, gonna be sellout. It's 5:38, about 22 now in front of 6. U100, where constant cash begins this afternoon. If I can get a little closer to my home, now getting a little closer to 6 o'clock here. It's 5:55 on the St. James Radio program. How are you? U100 WYOO, AM/FM Stereo, Richfield. U100 at 6:02 tonight. How are you? Well, it's Monday. Oh, boy, that's too bad. Oh, well. The way it goes, happens once a week, just have to put up with it, that's all. How you doing? It's Jerry St. James on the St. James program. Yeah, good show today, good show. Besides all of our usual features, today we premiere the St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning. Yes, this is a scream, and that'll be happening, I don't know when yet. Maybe, I don't know when. Sometime between 7 and 8 o'clock, that'll be happening. So a lot of good things going on here today. Must be the studio audience. Open the door there. Hi, how you doing there? How are you? Come on in. How you doing? Good. Yes, indeed. That's Michael J. in there. Yeah, this is Jerry St. James. All of us are here. I want to thank you for joining us today. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sure. The coffee is over there. Got a little instant cream there. What do you call that stuff? Creamy whipper. What is it? Coffee mate? Yeah, Coffee mate over there for you. So just kind of relax, have some of them. Danish will be here in a few minutes. Mr. Donut is sending up some good stuff for us, so we'll have some Danish in a couple of minutes. Okay, could you close the door behind you there, lady? Please get a little cold in here. Close that door. Thank you. Stay put. We'll be with you in a second.
Thursday evening, September 20th.
Monday. So bad to me.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. It only happens once a week.
We'll make it.
Yeah, we always do.
Oh, yep.
Well, how are you this
I'm just fine.
Good.
Yep, all set to go here with the most exciting news you ever heard in your life.
Oh, I bet it's a real rip snorter there.
Just got to look at it here. It's pretty bad.
Did you have a good weekend?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, nice day yesterday, riding horses all day. And
oh, good.
Staying out of the cold, damp weather.
Yeah, it was miserable yesterday, Joe.
Watching television, all sorts of things that normal people don't do.
Did you see our commercial yet?
No, it is not yet, is it?
Yeah, it started Friday.
I did not.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah, just pulling your leg.
Yeah, I'll get the schedule and we'll get down to the bottom of this.
Ask him what channel it's on.
Well, I know it'll be on 11. Oh, I don't know. Is it CTN 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be on that.
Yes, I did.
Did you make coffee yet?
Yep, I just put it on.
That'll be a few minutes, eh?
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound like a great morning team? All of us sitting here yawning for 5 minutes.
Really?
Oh. Well, anyway, let's see what's in the news. What's new?
Okay, slow and easy here. 41 degrees, and it's exactly 6 minutes past 6. There's a good chance that a hurricane warning will be posted along the north central or northeastern coast of the Gulf Coast region today. Tropical storm Eloise was last spotted in the Gulf about 350 miles from New Orleans. Eloise's winds are now measured at 60 miles an hour, but are expected to soon increase to hurricane strength. Boston police preparing for the expected strike by city teachers this morning. More than 80,000 kids will be affected by that strike. Fighting continues in Lebanon this morning, despite a ceasefire worked out by Syria. And although the exact wording won't be released until later today, President Ford is now said to be readying a plan for making the nation's fuel supply self-sufficient. Must be a secret plan. Ford wants to create a semi-private agency to push for energy research and development. The development may include an outlay of $100 million from private industry. Patty Hearst lawyers say she may testify tomorrow on what she should, or on why she should not remain in jail. If Patty Hearst speaks publicly, it will be for the first time since her arrest last week. Miss Hearst must convince the judge in the case that she will not run away and go underground again. That's enough of this junk for now. We'll have more later. U100 endless summer weather, partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today in the low 60s, low tonight low 40s, and a high tomorrow in the mid 60s. 41 now. Michael J. Douglas waking up here with Jerry St. James.
U100, that's Maria Moldauer. A little million seller for her there. It's midnight at the Oasis. 6:10, 10 minutes past 6 o'clock. Top of the barn in Toya. This is the famous Totally Unknown, St. James in the morning. Playing the hits while you're spraying your pit sour. We got the school lunch menus coming up here in about, about 40 minutes or so. Well, but we'll get to them about 10 minutes to 7, okay, as we do every morning. We got the White Bear Lake school menus this time around here, too, the White Bear folks, so we'll be filling you in on their school menus anyway. Partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. The high today in the low 60s, low tonight in the low 40s. Right now on the outside in the Twin Towns, 41 degrees. From the Super U. U100. Oh, yeah, U100 Constant Cash begins this afternoon on the Chuck and Morgan radio program, 3 o'clock right here on the Super U. Tell us the U100 bill serial number and instant rip it. Yeah, the more you listen, the more you can win. Right here on the Super U. It's 6:13, 13 minutes past 6 o'clock. Well, now it's top of the barn into you. How you? This is Jerry St. James. 41 degrees on the outside, a tad on the chilly side there. Might want to take a sweater or a jacket along with you to school or work this morning, or watch out because you'll freeze them right off. U100 with the newbies there. Boy, looking forward to seeing them. You going Thursday night? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I got a pair of tickets to give away this hour. If you want to go and you don't have tickets, I got some for you. Any instant rep, not now, but when it's time, remember to call 452-3333. The sound of the touchtone on the radio, okay? I'll give you a couple of tickets to go see the newbies. Would that be all right? All of our famous features on the radio this morning. We got the St. James Horoscope, Search for Last Tuesday, our Tea Time movie, Rex King, the world's only singing weatherman, will be here too, okay? Also today, the premiere of one of our incredible features here on the radio. The St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning comes up today, all right? That's War on the Jerry St. James radio program. Monday edition of the Twin Cities Goes to Work and School Show. Hi, you. 41 degrees outside with our entire cast and crew, including Michael J. Douglas and all the news coming up in, about 15 minutes here. Also, we got the school lunch menus. A scant 1/2 hour away. Going to lay into them between 10 minutes to 7 and 7 o'clock, okay, as we do every morning right here on the Super U. By the way, if you want to sympathize your watches this morning, let's check the official U100 time. The time at the tone. Thank you, Moose. 20 past 6.
Your bath, bubbling body bath, body splash, and body powder. Wonderful things for your bath.
Hi, I want to remind you can pick up free discount tickets for the Sight and Sound Show at Gerber Jewelers in St. Paul. U100 with Rufus, and tell me something good. Oh, Lordy. Well, it's Monday, and in the Twin Cities. And we got some of our dumb things coming up here soon. We got the St. James Horoscope for you. Born today, 22nd of September coming up. In the meantime, 41 degrees on the outside, a tad on the chilly side. May want to take something with you to work, like a sweater or something. School buses are not warmed up early in the morning, and you're very cold. I rode a school bus for, how long did I ride a bus? Geez, better part of 6 years, I guess. Almost 7 years. Yeah, I rode a school bus. If you have to go to work, the car doesn't get heated up unless you have an underground garage or something. So take along something to wrap around your bod there on the way out of the house this morning. 6:25, 25 past 6 on the St. James program. My request here, these are the Eagles from the One of These Nights LP. This is Lion Eyes. U100 at 6:30. Oh, God, 6:30 Monday morning. It's entirely too early for anybody to be up. Why don't we all go back to sleep? All right, let's everybody go back to bed. All right. No, I don't think that would go over too big at work or at school, unfortunately. Well, how are you? I am the famous and totally unknown St. James in the morning, telling you not to take a nap when you wake up. Do not nap anymore. No. Listen to U100 instead. We're a whole lot funnier over here, as we shall prove to you momentarily. Oh, got the not bad coffee this morning, Mike. Good coffee here. Got coffee. I got my cigarettes. I got all my stuff all together here. My licorice babies, my cockamamies, and my Tillian MacBooks. And I'm all set for a tremendous morning right here on the radio. School lunch menus coming up in about 20 minutes. In the meantime, this is David Bowie from Super U100. Babe. U100 with David Bowie. Do you understand that record? I don't. I like it, though. It's a good one. It's called Fame. It's 6:34 with St. James in the morning. Playing the hits while you're spraying those pits. Michael J. He's seconds away. Also this morning, the premiere. Yes, the very first St. James Hot Flash News of the morning. Coming up between 7 and 8 o'clock. You will love it. Top of the morning to you. Hey, what?
Monday. Great day, huh?
Yeah, boy, it sure is getting light late.
Yeah.
It's incredible. What is it, like about 20 minutes to 7, and man, it's still not cooking outside.
It won't get light till about 7:25 later this winter, I guess.
Jeez.
7:45.
Lordy.
It's nice the way the weather cleared up for Monday, though, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Crummy weekend, and 6 o'clock Sunday night when the kids start screaming about school the next day and everything. Sun comes out.
I know.
It was wonderful.
Bad news. Well, anyway.
43 is the temperature. It's 23 before 7. The Ford team has announced their latest brainchild called EarthCo. That's right, ERFCO. It'll be unveiled today by President Ford. EarthCo stands for Energy Research Funding Corporation. That's what Ford calls the quasi-public agency he wants to create to use billions of dollars, mostly in private funds, to encourage research and development of new energy sources. His energy czar, Frank Zarb, says President Ford has ordered an immediate end to his controversial tariff on imported refined petroleum products, and Zarb says Ford may decide by the end of the month to end the tariff on imported crude oil, but Zarb says oil companies would still have to pay $500 million in tariffs for July and August. Ford has signed legislation restoring observance of Veterans Day on November 11th. Its original date, the holiday had been shifted to the fourth Monday of October back in '68 to give a 3-day weekend, but there was such a public protest, the original date will come back again in 1978. Today's the last full day of summer, and health officials around the country hope that this cool autumn weather will kill off all those nasty mosquito biters that have been spreading encephalitis in more than a dozen states. The illness has struck hundreds of victims, claiming at least 78 lives. Mississippi, Illinois, and Indiana have been the hardest hit. Oh, let's see here. The Senate Intelligence Operations Committee plans to question Senator Edward Kennedy today. The panel's already looking into reports the CIA monitored conversations between Lee Harvey Oswald and communist diplomats in Mexico 2 months before Kennedy was killed. Tomorrow, the committee hearings turn to a Nixon administration plan to set up a domestic spying operation. We got a lot of news on Patty Hearst this morning. Her mother says her daughter is more in touch with reality now. Those are the words from Randolph Hearst, Mrs. Randolph Hearst, to describe their daughter. Patty may take the witness stand in her own defense tomorrow to assure a federal judge she won't skip town. Miss Hearst's testimony will be a first since June of 74 when her tape-recorded voice proclaimed love for one of the 6 Symbionese Liberation Army soldiers killed in a shootout with lawmen in Los Angeles. You read that story about the parachutist, Alan Wooten?
What about it?
He says he's not going to jump again, maybe, because he did so over Rocky Mount, North Carolina over the weekend and fell 4,500 feet to the ground. The 22-year-old chemist taking his 79th parachute jump could only watch with horror first as his main chute malfunctioned and wouldn't open, then his reserve chute got all tangled up, and it didn't slow him down a bit. He survived the fall. He crashed through a whole bunch of great big trees and then into a giant mud puddle in the center of the woods. True. Then he had several fractured vertebrae and a few scratches. Otherwise, he's all right.
God, how can he do that?
4,500 feet. About 120 miles an hour all the way to the ground.
God.
He said at the very end he just kept looking straight out as he was flying downward because he didn't dare look at the ground. He was afraid he might get scared to death. True. U100, endless summer weather, partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today in the low 60s, low tonight, low 40s, and a high tomorrow in the mid-60s. 43 now. Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
Golly, that's something.
What is?
That's one of the very few instances the chute's not opening, isn't it?
No, well, I think it happens about, once a year, doesn't it?
Does it?
Sure.
Yeah, they had a big parachuting fly-by-night thing over at University of Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
They called themselves the Flying Terrapins and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They had a nice policy there. If you jumped out of the plane and the chute didn't open,
you take it
right back and
to
they'll
the factory.
give you another one. U100 with Jackson Brown, a little thing here called Dr. My Eyeballs, 642. 18 in front of 7 o'clock, top of the morning to you. I am the famous yet totally unknown St. James in the morning. Playing the hits while you're spraying those pits. We got the school lunch menus about 10 minutes away or so hang on for that, all right? I got the Pointer Sisters on the radio from the Super U here.
I know you want us both, and I know why you want to give you so much loving, but present she can buy you. Last night in my arms, tonight I'm all alone. How long? How long? How long? Oh, how long? I know you got to go. I know you got to go. With a twice. I know you got to take through the night. You got another lover. You got to take on the side. It might hurt me for a while, but of one thing I am.
Doobie Brothers?
No, let me go, though.
Bob, you can't go through your whole life and never see the Doobies. No, you can't do that, dummy. I tell you what, how'd you like to go, courtesy of us?
Great.
Okay, we got a pair of tickets to the Doobies concert for you, Bob. It's happening this Thursday at 8 o'clock at the Met Sports Center. Super seats. They're like in the first 3 rows. Have you got a girl, Bob?
I can get one.
All right. Well, get me one, too, and we'll all go, okay? I got a couple of tickets for you. Bob, what's your favorite radio station?
U100.
Go, 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 Oh, that's wonderful. We got lots more Doobies ticket winners coming up all day long on the Super U.
Somebody told me.
Melissa Manchester has just too many people. Isn't that good? Oh, that's so good. Oh, God, play it again. I'm going to have to play that again. I love it so much. Well, it's 11 minutes now in front of 7 o'clock. Time to take a look and see what the stars have in stores for you. And St. James Horoscope. This is for you born today, the 22nd of September, right? Yes. Today, it says here you're a Virgo, born under the sign of not responsible for lost articles. Your birthstone is geritol. Your lucky color is plaid. Should you be propositioned by a lady exterminator today, tell her to bug off.
Oh, no.
All right, if life is going to pot, hide it in the basement and tell people that you're growing geraniums or something. I don't know. It's a good day. It's a good day to make like a Boy Scout and do a good deed. Try helping an old lady cross her legs. And remember that Confucius says, as only he would say on my radio program here, as they say in the swamps of New Orleans, how's WYOO? Thank you. U100 with the BGs. That's called Jive Talking. I'm called Jerry St. James on the inside of your radio peeking out this morning. Monday edition of the Twin Cities Goes Off to Work and Goes to School radio program. The time and the sound of the musical tone. Thank you, Moose. 7 in front of 7.
If you've ever wanted to find and hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You don't have to say anything special.
No?
No code phrases.
Oh, no.
Nothing to pick up.
How about something to
Nothing to stick.
No?
Just listen to for you to win.
Oh, wow, wonderful, wonderful. Well, it's 6 in front of 7, as we are accustomed to doing every morning this time. Let's take a look and see what you're having for lunch today in the school systems of the county. Standing here with me at the door of the kitchen to the world is Michael J. As we go in today to see what our staff cooks, Irma, Betty, and Helen have cooked up for us today. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, give me a hand with the squeaky old kitchen door. Let's walk down the hall here. Good morning, girls.
Great.
How are you, Helen?
Terrible.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
I'm drunk again.
You're drunk again?
Yes.
Tied another big one on over the weekend, eh?
Ralph beat me over the weekend again.
Oh, did he? Is that what those bruises are?
He's beating these potatoes right now.
Oh, God. Well, that's too bad. I know. Irma and Betty are over there. Everyone bending over the kitchen today in their little... Ooh.
Come on.
In their white dresses and the little buns on the back of their head doing the number here. Well, let's see what you girls have cooked up today for us. Today, in Minneapolis schools, we're having Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes and gravy, peas, wheat bread, and a cookie. One cookie.
Bloomington.
Bloomington.
Chicken and gravy on mashed potatoes, Mexican salad, cowboy bread. How cheap is that? And fruit cup.
Fruit cup. Whoops. Over in Edina today, orange juice, corn dogs. Those are things you're eating out at the fair.
That's right.
Yeah, corn dogs, tri-taters, mixed vegetables, peanut butter sandwich, and one cookie. Just one. That's all you get.
Oh, and Fridley.
Yeah?
Gee, the mayor must be sick. No school today in Fridley.
Yeah, how come you guys aren't going to school today?
I don't know.
Wonder what's going on over there.
Call my brother-in-law.
I don't know. Maybe the school teacher's sick or something. In St. Paul and South St. Paul today, chili con carne, potato chips, carrot and celery sticks, and pineapple.
Wow, it sure doesn't taste like tomato juice.
All right, Irma, calm down, sweetheart.
In White Bear. That's right, White Bear. That's what we said. Chicken and gravy with dressing, whipped potatoes, fresh fruit, and chocolate bars with zit candy.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, wait.
Chocolate bars. Nice to know the school is looking out for your faces there. Well, I guess that's about it, girls. I want to thank you so much for putting up with us today. It was, I hope you feel better tomorrow, sweetheart. I just spilled my coffee all over the control board. Damn it. Oh, well. Want to give me a hand with the door here? We'll see you girls tomorrow. Oh, God, look at this mess in here. U100 WYOO AM and FM stereo Richfield. I'm Jerry St. James in the morning, better known as the man who entertains more women in bed in one single morning than most men do in a whole lifetime. U100 with bad company, and I feel like making love to you. It's 7:04. 4 minutes past 7 o'clock with 41 degrees outside on the Jerry St. James radio program. Time to take a look once again at television's worst sex and scandal-ridden soap operas. Search for last Tuesday. Let's see what's happening this afternoon. If you're at school or something, I know you can't watch this thing. Now, let me see here. If you're at work, you can't see it. If you're shopping, you can't see it, so I'll fill you in. I don't want you to miss your story. Here we go. Today on Search for Last Tuesday, 3:30 on Twin Cities Television. Today, Dr. Roger gives up a brilliant career as a surgeon, but decides to sell surgical gloves anyhow just so he can keep his hand in the business. Okay, all right. Meanwhile, take it easy in there. Meanwhile, Steve burns his tongue on a piece of pizza, and the doctor asks him if he can stick it out till morning.
And now some fast facts from Mr. Fast. The fastest man. Clog pimples and often keep them from opening. Lister X's cleansing rains scrub away these layers fast, so the pimple opens fast to let it heal. So Lister X your pimples away. Fast.
Wait for me.
Wait for me, Billy. I'll grow up as fast as I can. Please.
Yeah.
Mr. Please. Well, time once again for all the news that's in the news. What's new?
43 in the cities, 7 minutes past 7. The FBI has warned an 80-year-old millionaire in St. Paul that his firm is a potential target of radical groups which claim to be concerned about the environment. One of those members of the group is Lynette Squeaky Fromm, the woman who's been charged with attempting to assassinate President Ford. FBI says Frederick Weyerhaeuser was not personally threatened by the International People's Court of Retribution, but his company, based in Tacoma, Washington, is listed as a target. FBI says it's taken the precautionary step of warning Weyerhaeuser as well as his company. Northwestern Minnesota farmer scheduled to be on the block soon at Warren in connection with shooting 5 elk of Minnesota's dwindling herd. Farmer Gordon Foss allegedly shot 2 bull elk and 3 cows. He said he complained to officials that the herd were destroying his oat field 14 miles north of Cragla, Minnesota. There was 20 elk in there. The Department of Natural Resources provided timed explosives in Foss's field to frighten the elk away, but they soon became accustomed to the noise, which sounds like gunshots, and continued to eat up all his oats. Foss faces a charge of killing a protected wildlife species. Violation's a gross misdemeanor with a maximum sentence of $1,000 fine or a whole year in jail.
All right.
U.S. District Judge Miles Lord says his home valuation was boosted some 15 months after his kid, his son, then state senator, had an exchange of heated words with Carver County officials. Lord testified in district court politics may have something to do with the 1972 reevaluation of his home in Chanhassen. The younger Lord was elected a Minnesota senator in 1970. Currently, he's state treasurer. Not too much here this morning. Not only, in Nixon news here, not only has her father overcome what she called the depression he suffered after leaving the presidency, Julie Nixon Eisenhower said he's hard at work on the Watergate chapters now of what she said would be a very interesting book about his administration. And you can buy it at your local newsstand. Mrs. Eisenhower said of her old man, he's honest with himself, and he knows he made mistakes, but I'm not going to repent for my dad. He's a great man, and he will admit his mistakes. But then you read from the New York Times, an attempt by former President Richard Nixon to resign from the state bar has been rejected by a New York court because he has not admitted any wrongdoing in connection with the Watergate scandal. These sources say Nixon, who has publicly stated he does not intend to practice law again, would not be permitted to resign from the state bar unless he acknowledged at least some responsibility for Watergate crimes. If the former president fails to do so, then formal charges would have to be drawn up, and proceedings similar to a trial, something like that would be held. If the former president were found guilty of professional misconduct, he would then be censured, suspended, or disbarred. Nixon has admitted errors in judgment in the way he handled the Watergate scandal, but he's never acknowledged guilt or any responsibility. Representative James Weaver, a freshman Democratic congressman from Oregon, started questioning Secretary of Agriculture Earl Butz over a session of the House Agriculture Committee the other day. Butz tartly reminded him that 2 months ago you called me an economic imbecile. Weaver replied, I agree to drop the economic part, to which Butz responded, well, I have the same feeling about you. Yeah. Thomas S. Foley, Democrat, Washington chairman of the committee, cut off all the other exchanges, and they didn't get to punch each other.
Try to watch that word on my program, will you?
What's that?
Butts.
Butts?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. U100 endless summer weather, partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today in the low 60s, low tonight, low 40s. High tomorrow in the mid-60s, 43 now. Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
Notice one of our school districts is having chili con carne today.
Yeah.
Have you had chili next door at the Greasy Spoon there?
Yeah, once I did.
Isn't that good? It's good chili.
Yeah.
If you like it hot, though. It's really hot, though.
Yeah, really hot.
Real hot.
How hot is it?
That chili is so hot, you can tell it's hot chili. I went into the men's room yesterday, and the floor was covered with cinders. That's how hot it is. Music! St. James in the morning at 7:12. Rex King is right around the corner. Hey, the Animal Humane Society of Hennepin County is having another adult education series. This time around, it's a program on the care of birds, okay? If you keep domestic birds, you ought to go and see this. Reservations are not necessary. It happens tonight, September 22nd, in the auditorium there. Call 522-4326. It's U100 with Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds falling in love with you. It's 7:14, 14 past 7 with Jerry St. James. As always, playing the hits while you're spraying your pits. How are you doing there? Well, yes, there he is, looking really bad after. What happened to you? Oh, you should see what he looks like today. Monday morning, looked like a poster for Radio Free Europe. I've seen happier faces on iodine bottles. What's wrong? Nonetheless, he's ready to do the weather here with a comment on today's society and a meteorological look at why the elements are doing what they're doing. Let's have a nice round of applause, please, for a man who's becoming a legend in his own time. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's only singing weatherman, Mr. Rex King is here. Hey! Hello there, on the radio, buddy's on the radio line. This is Rex King, the world's only singing weatherman. Won't say more than all my radio rangers this morning. Michael J. Morning Jerry St. James. Say more than all my radio rangers over to Kennedy High School. All my radio rangers over there to the College of St. Thomas and Carleton College and everybody what's forming Rex King Fan Club. Morning, I do appreciate it. I come in here to sing the weather from Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities, and Fridley. I ain't gonna do no wife jokes today. Well, maybe just one or two. I do love my wife dearly. The way I look marriage, you gotta take a philosophical look at marriage, don't you know, if you're gonna do it at all. The way I look at marriage is kind of like going to a restaurant. You order what you want, and then when you see what the other guy's got, you wish you'd taken that instead. A little weird.
Wow! You doesn't taste like tomatoes, you!
No, it sure don't. Well, here we go to U100 early summer weather. Partly cloudy, and just a tad warmer through tomorrow. I was terrible. I was riding into work here. My car's busted, don't you know? My wife done broke her car. Had to take what you call a mass transportation into work today. I was taking a bus here about 6:30 in the morning. Standing there on the bus, a little crowded. There's a guy in the back seat. He's yelling, "Call me a doctor! Call me a doctor!" I said, "What's the matter? You sick?" She says, "No, I just finished medical school." That's what I said. Today in the low 60s, and a low tonight in the low 40s. Scraping the bottom of the barrel here this morning. I'll tell you, it was a bad weekend. Oh, my wife wants to get a waterbed now. Can you believe it? We just bought our house in Fridley about a month ago. She wants to put a waterbed in it. I told her, I said, that's kind of silly. There ain't nothing new about waterbeds. I slept in one till I was 2 years old. Hi, tomorrow in the mid-60s. You think you had a bad weekend? Saturday I spilled DDT on my pants and my fly died. Chance of rain is about 30% through tomorrow. Why does it have to be so cold outside? 41 degrees in the Twin Cities, 40 in the suburbs, 27 in Fridley. Let me get on out of here now. I was up late last night playing Scrabble with my wife, don't you know? She always wins. She's pretty good at that, placing them little letters on the board and making words and everything, don't you know? As the last resort last night about midnight, I spelled out Nookie on the board, Nookie. Right on there, got 14 points for the word. She says to me, "Hey, wait a second, what's that Nookie? You can't find that in a dictionary." I said, "Listen, sweetheart, at my age, just can't find it anywhere at all. Why does it have to be so cold outside there? Why does it have to be so cold outside? Why?" Orleans, a little thing called Dance With Me. 7:21, 21 minutes past 7 o'clock is the U100 time on the St. James radio program. How are you? Good to have you along with us. Yeah, that's right. This is Jerry St. James on the inside of your radio, peeking out here. U100 and the summer weather fairy says partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. Going to be up at about low 60s today, which is still kind of chilly. Take a sweater or a light jacket along to work or school with you this morning, because you will need it as you head out of the house here. Coming up next on the St. James program, the premiere of the Jerry St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning. Coming up next, all right? U100 with Chicago. It's 7:25, and now from around the world, across the nation, and up your alley. Time for the Jerry St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning, brought to you this morning by the National Football League Safety Match Company. If our matches don't strike, our players will. In the news this morning, the controversy over deadly poison gas the CIA was ordered to destroy but apparently didn't rages on in Washington. CIA Director Richard Helms testified last week that although he thought the CIA had on hand a quantity of poison, he thought the poison was as harmless as insecticide. When asked by a congressman what this so-called insecticide was for, Helms replied, "Oh, just to get rid of those pesky little things nobody really likes to have around, like ants, flies, gnats, dagos, chinks, swaps, and polacks." In Wall Street news, the market had a couple of really bad days last week, with the Dow Jones average falling off quite a bit. One investor, taking a syringe and some white powder out of his briefcase, told reporters that if the market didn't shoot up pretty soon, he was going to. In the wake of the national energy crunch, ABC TV has been asked to cut down on the amount of crude oil it uses each week to film the Marcus Welby MD series. It's been revealed that the Marcus Welby program uses 100 barrels of oil each week, 60 barrels for the cars, trucks, and equipment needed to shoot the series on location, and 40 barrels a week for Dr. Kylie's hair. Farmers in St. Paul are still amazed over the high prices hogs were bringing in at the market last week. The price of $62 per hundredweight set a new record. Up until then, the highest price ever paid for a pig was in March of 1973, when a convention of insurance salesmen laid out $400 to have a Hennepin Avenue topless dancer come up to their hotel room. The Democrats have settled on Kansas City as the site for their national convention next year. Kansas City met with the Democratic Party's #1 requirement. They need a city with nearly 10,000 hotel rooms, and that's just for the candidates.
Right.
And finally in the news this morning, U100 sales manager Patrick Sign on the dotted line Rickard is looking for a new secretary to replace the one he had to fire last week. Rickard said the work wasn't all that hard, but the girl was too stupid. So stupid, in fact, that she thought a penal colony was a nudist camp for men. Maybe I got to get a meal ticket. It's 7:31:29 in front of 8 o'clock. How are you? This is Jerry St. James on Electric Radio this morning, playing the hits while you're spraying those pets. Yes, just want to remind you about this. That kind of got cut off last time. The Animal Humane Society of Hennepin County is having a program on the care of birds tonight. Okay, this is a continuing thing in an adult education series by the Animal Humane Society. Domestic birds is a topic of discussion tonight. The kind commonly kept as pets in the household. If you have one or you're going to get one, you really owe it to the bird to kind of check this out. It's held in the Shelter Auditorium tonight at 7:30. Reservations are not required. The program is absolutely free, but they would like a call, if you could, just to kind of help them out with their planning there. Call Barb Walker at 522-4326, all right, and go in there and find out how's your bird. What? I'm on the air. What do you want? What is it? Yeah, what do you want?
If I'm not telling the truth, may I get struck by lightning?
I hope so. Well, you get out of here. I'm trying to be on the radio. Yes. U100 with Bazooka. A little dynamite music for you. It's 7:34:26 in front of 8 o'clock. Top of the morning to you. This is Jerry St. James on the radio. Thing here. There it is. Sports. Sports.
You're right this morning.
Good weekend for sports.
Sure was.
Yeah, a lot of big teams winning big games.
A lot of Minnesota stuff today.
Well, about sports.
43 degrees. It's about 24 in front of 8. The Vikings started their regular 75 season with a 27-17 win over the San Francisco 49ers that met yesterday. Fran Tarkington, Chuck Foreman, and John Gilliam all contributed substantially to the win. Tarkington marched the Vikings 68 yards in 12 plays, with running back Brent McCallahan catching the scoring pass at 2:21 in the final period. The score was set up by a Tarkington pass to wide receiver Gilliam. Vikings vet who was signed to a new contract last Wednesday. Foreman ran for 1 Viking TD. Coach Cal Stoll said yesterday the University of Minnesota quarterback Tony Dungy hit his potential in the 38-0 blanking of Western Michigan Saturday, and the Gophers played good fundamental football. Dungy carried the ball 7 times for 30 yards and 2 touchdowns and completed 9 of 13 passes for 105 yards and 1 touchdown. Minnesota Vikings play the A's at Oakland this afternoon. Minnesota will start Eddie Bain against Oakland's Kenny Holtzman. Twins lost 5-2 to the Angels in Anaheim yesterday with Lee Stanton going 4 for 4 and driving in 3 runs for California. Ed Fergoa was credited with the win, his 16th of the season. Dave Goles took the loss. He's now 14-14. A not-so-good start for Minnesota North Stars and their new coach Ted Harris at Metropolitan Sports Center this weekend. North Stars were blanked 4-0 by Detroit in the opening exhibition game. Dan Maloney obtained an off-season trade, or obtained in one, scored 2 of the Detroit goals. You hear about Alan Wooden, who's from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. It was his 79th jump from a Cessna 127 Saturday, but he said Sunday from his hospital room he may not do it again. The 22-year-old chemist plunged 4,500 feet to the ground when his main parachute failed to deploy and his reserve got all tangled up. I looked down at the ground and then looked straight out, said Wooten, who fractured 2 vertebrae in the fall, but otherwise emerged only with scratches. The jump was part of a benefit for the Stony Creek Rescue Squad, which eventually ended up taking the Rocky Mountain man to the hospital. About 30 persons watched him fall. Wooten said he made his first 2,500 feet of the jump free fall. He said when he pulled his main parachute, the chute just didn't open at all. As soon as I noticed the malfunction, I went to my reserve. But Wooten said the reserve got all tangled up, didn't slow me down at all. I didn't even look at the ground while the reserve was out, he said. If I'd looked at the ground coming up at me, would have scared me to death. They say a person falls 120 miles an hour, and a fall from 4,500 feet took 20 seconds, so he had plenty of time to think his life over. He came down through large trees and landed in a mud puddle in the middle of the woods, which absorbed most of the impact, but he was knocked unconscious. Jeez. Oh, this happened to me. The Spectators got a sight unseen in years. In Weird Sports the other day, the winners got gold-plated tie pins, and the cleanup crew got a mess. That's the story from San Francisco over the weekend, where they held the world's largest pie fight to raise funds for the blind. What a fight it was. An estimated 1,500 cheering fans crowded the Cow Palace, paying $1.50 apiece to watch 200 competitors hurl 1,400 cream pies at each other. The competitors themselves paid $100 apiece just for the privilege of being part of the fun. It'll be bigger next year because instead of cream pies, they're going to use cow pies. Great show. U100 endless summer weather, partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today, low 60s, low tonight, low 40s, and a high tomorrow, mid-60s, 43. Now, Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
Well, been reading the boss's book, chapter 22.
The Power of Positive Yawning.
Yes, the power of positive yawning. I always thought he was a very studious young man. It says right here in chapter 22, as a young boy, I always had my nose in a book. That's because he never had a handkerchief. That's why. Get a little messy there. The pages got stuck in. Oh, my goodness. 7:38. How are you? This is Jerry St. James on the Electric Radio, playing the hits in the morning here. One moment.
The only good thing about bad blood is letting us fly.
U100 is 7:42, about 18 now in front of 8 o'clock. Top of the morning to you. This is Jerry St. James on the radio as always this morning, playing the hits while you're spraying those pits. How you doing there? As you head off to work this morning or head out to school, it's good to have you along here as always. Yes, indeed. Spread the word that there are crazy people doing dumb things on the radio over here. We got our Tea Time movie coming up shortly. Rex King will be back. Search for Last Tuesday. Repeat of the St. James Hot Flash News of the morning. And, of course, the St. James Horoscope. All this and more from the Super U coming up. 41 degrees on the outside.
Times late when things are real and people share the gift of gab between themselves. Some are quick to take the bait and catch the perfect prize that waits among the shells. But Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And cause never was the reason for the evening or the Tropics of Sir Galahad. So please believe in
morning. Well, what do you think? Is it time? You ready for a little tea time movie today? Can you do some of that? Huh? 7:46. Let's take a look and see what's happening on the tea time movie. All right, hold it down there. Today's tea time movie is a classic. It stars Nancy Ames and Jesse James, Kenny Burrell and Howard Cosell, Robert Taylor and Norman Mailer, Huey Long and Susie Wong, The Night Stalker and Nancy Walker, plus Timmy the tap dancing tiger, and Sally Fields in the epic film classic Gidget Gets a Passion Mark.
I would love it.
Would you like that, Irene?
Yes, I would.
Well, it's it's yours from the Super U. Do you listen all the time?
All the time, yeah.
That's
When I'm home, I've got it on all the time that I'm home.
Oh, well, I'm so glad. Good, Irene. Hey, well, then what's your favorite radio station, Irene?
U100.
Thank you very much, Irene. The official U100 time at the sound of the tone. Meep. Thank you, Moose. 9 in front of 8.
Sight and Sound Show.
Well, it's 7 minutes in front of 8 on the St. James program, playing the hits while you're spraying your pits. Get out the handkerchiefs. Here we go. U100 with Austin Roberts, one of my favorite records, and certainly one of yours. 7:56, 4 minutes before 8 o'clock. This is Jerry St. James on the radio. Hi, you. WYOO, AM and FM stereo, Richfield. It's 8:01. I'm Jerry St. James, Ace Radio superstar and moderator for today's Carpool Orgy. U100. The Cappington and Tennille, a little recent gold there. That's called Love Is Gonna Keep Us Together. It's 8:04, 4 minutes past 8 o'clock. How are you? Around the house there, maybe getting the kids off to school or getting ready to jump in the car and head out to work. I'm Jerry St. James. Good to have you along here in the carpool this morning. We got a carpool game coming up sometime this hour, as well as Rex King, who'll be here in about a half hour. Search for last Tuesday, the St. James Horoscope. And if you didn't catch it the first time, coming up probably this hour, if we can squeeze it in, a little repeat here of the St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning. Yes.
Listen to it. Will make your hair feel out of this world. Come into the garden. La la la.
When I'm calling you.
Well, we have a little news here.
No, nobody's going to hear me.
Sure they are. They all love it.
Turn the radio off. Heard a sick guy singing.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen, I told you, some other stations go, news.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
And we go, oh, well.
Oh, well, here's
Here
the
it
news. Introduce it by singing a little Indian love call there.
Sure.
Well, what's new?
It's 43 degrees, 7 past 8. You may be complaining about the weather here today because it's so nice, you know, because it rained all weekend, but it could be a whole lot worse. Yes, it could. Tropical storm Eloise is a hurricane again down there. National Hurricane Center Miami has issued hurricane warnings for the Gulf Coast from Grand Island, Louisiana to Appalachia, Florida. Eloise now has winds of 85 miles an hour. It's now 275 miles south of New Orleans, but moving north, and it may be there by late this afternoon. Patty Hearst's mom says her daughter is less spaced out and far more in touch with reality now. And a source close to the case says the newspaper heiress may even testify in her own behalf in tomorrow's hearing on whether to free her on bail or whether not to, because she may go underground again. Attorneys for the government and Richard Milhouse Nixon square off in federal court today to see who gets the ultimate possession and control of Nixon's papers and tapes. Nixon's lawyers are challenging a constitutional act making the information public property. Senate Committee on Spy Agencies meets this afternoon to check reports the CIA listened in on conversations in Mexico City between Lee Oswald, misprint there, and Russian and Cuban officials. One of the committee's witnesses today is Senator Edward Kennedy. Senate subcommittee says the 25th Amendment, the one used for picking vice presidents in unusual circumstances, such as the highly unusual Watergate, has operated so well that no modifications are needed. The subcommittee says the public was well served by the orderly transition of power to President Ford. In a speech he'll deliver at San Fran today, Big Jer will outline proposals creating a quasi-public agency to fund money to finance research and development of a new energy source. The aim is to make us independent of the foreign energy supplies. And finally, if you feel a little crazy, the National Association of Mental Health says depression now rivals schizophrenia as a mental illness known as split personality is the #1 mental health problem in the U.S. The association has issued a list of 10 depression danger signals, which are designed to help individuals distinguish between normal and abnormal depression. Depression can be caused by chemical changes in the body, it says here, reaction to outside events, unconscious effects of behavior in personal relationships, or any combination of the four. Among the danger signals are a general and lasting feeling of hopelessness and despair, an inability to concentrate, feelings of guilt, and extreme dependence on others. The association says that some of the symptoms are normal, reactions to the times, and a person should be concerned only if he has an irresistible urge to strip naked and go grocery shopping. U100 endless summer weather, partly cloudy. I've felt that way many times.
Yeah, other danger signals including making a martini with 2 parts vodka and 1 part Drano. That'll do it.
And warmer through tomorrow. High today in the low 60s, low tonight low 40s, and a high tomorrow in the mid-60s, 43. Biggies now, Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
I'm depressed this morning.
Are you?
Talk about rubbing it in. You know the energy crunch and high price of gas?
Sure.
You know the gas station down the street here next to Chinese restaurant?
Yeah.
I always go to. You know what that bozo has done, the owner of the station?
No.
Talk about a sick sense of humor. You know what he did last week?
What did he do?
He has hung mistletoe over his gas pumps.
What for?
So you can kiss it goodbye. Yeah, reverse U100 and St. James in the morning, playing the hits while you're chopping your grits. It's 812 Twin Cities. Hi, you. On the way to work or school this morning. Good to have you along. Yeah, have you seen the new TV shows? Oh, it's new TV season. Everybody's glued to the tube at night watching those shows. I thought Cannon was very good last week to see Cannon. Very interesting as the networks combine their talents. You see it? Last week was kind of exciting. Last week on Cannon, the team from Emergency was summoned over to CBS to help pry Cannon out of the men's room. It was a biggie. I enjoyed it. There. A lot of requests for that this morning. That's called Fame. It's 8:15. How are you? I am the original St. James in the morning. Live on the radio. We're taking you to work or school this morning, as always. Oh, what? I'm on. Why do I have to get these interruptions? What do you want? What is it?
All right, my friend. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. It's the old veteran. It's the old veteran, my friend. I got a request this morning here. I want to hear some of the good old songs we used to hear back in the big one. Back in the big one. WWO, my friend over there with Gay Perry.
What do you want to hear? I'm very
How about a little Rosemary Clooney?
We don't play that.
Oh, how about some Louis Prima?
I'm sorry, we don't play that either.
Guy Lumbago.
No, we don't play none of that.
Benny Goodman.
We don't have it.
Woody Herman.
We don't play that kind of music.
Don't surprise me, my friend. This music you're playing over here is all sicko. You know what I mean? Sicko. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with this
No,
music.
my friend.
Will you leave me alone
Don't surprise me. The type audience who listens to this program is the type audience who would ask Linda Lovelace to sing When It Swallows Returns to Capistrano.
Will you get out of here, please?
My friend. Hell, sicko. I'm tired of
U100 with James Taylor. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I just love it. I love it indeed. I do. It's Monday. Gorgeous morning. Woo! It is so nice outside. About 41 degrees. A tad on the chilly side, but gorgeous nonetheless. This is Jerry St. James on the official U100 time at the sound of the tone this morning. Me. Thank you, Moose. Hey, it's 8:19.
Serial number of our $100 bills and they're yours. Keep guessing until you blow it. It's easy to win, and this is just the beginning right on Super U.
It's good to have you along with us this morning as usual here. It's 20 minutes past 8 o'clock on the St. James radio program, making history right here on the air in the Twin Cities. And as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. If you can get to a phone and you're not doing anything, something is on your mind, you can give us a call at 452-3333. It's always nice to say howdy to you. Hey, it's Carly Simon. U100 with Carly Simon, backed up by Mick Jagger there, and you're Sylvain. It's 8:24 with Jerry St. James. We take a look at the St. James horoscope here, with the interest in astrology cropping up everywhere. I have prepared something. Let me just take a look here and see what the stars have in store for you today, born September the 22nd. You ready? Here we go. It says here today, you're a Virgo, born under the sign of not responsible for lost articles. Your birthstone is Geritol. Your lucky color is plaid. Should you be propositioned by a lady exterminator today, tell her to bug off. If life seems to be going to pot, hide it in the basement. Tell people you're growing geraniums or something. Okay. It's a good day. Stop that. It's a good day to make like a Boy Scout and do a good deed for the day. Try helping an old lady cross her legs. No. And remember that Confucius says in his infinite wisdom on the radio, as they say in the swamps of New Orleans, housed by you. 100 with St. James in the morning. It's 8:32. And once again, could we have a nice, warm round of applause, please, for the world's only singing weatherman, a legend in his own time, U100's own, Rex King, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Hello there, on the radio, buddy, is on the radio live. Here's Rex King, world's only singing weatherman. Want to say morning, first of all, to all my Rex King radio rangers out there. Everybody over to the study hall over at Kennedy High. Want to say good morning to all my radio rangers over to Carleton College. Want to say hello to all my radio rangers over to the College of St. Thomas. All these folks is form Rex King fan club. We do the weather here. I ain't gonna do no wife jokes this morning. Well, maybe just one or two. I've been thinking about marriage over the weekend, how much I love my wife. The way I figure out, you gotta take a certain attitude toward marriage if you're gonna survive. Well, look at it. Marriage is kind of like going to a restaurant. You order what you want, and then when you see what the other guy has, you wish you'd taken that instead. U100 in the summer weather. Partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow, although it's still going to be cold on the outside. Riding the bus to work this morning, don't you know? I hope you give me a ride home, Jer. Riding the bus to work this morning, my wife wrecked a car again. It's in the shop. Riding along here, riding down 35W on this bus there, and all of a sudden the guy in the back starts screaming, "Call me a doctor! Call me a doctor! Call me a doctor!" I rush up to him. I says, "What's the matter? You sick?" He says, "No, I just finished medical school." Scraping the barrel this morning. High today in the low 60s. Low tonight in the low 40s. What do you expect? I'm old. Yeah, my wife and I just bought our house over to Fridley, don't you know? She wants to refurnish the place. Says to me, first thing I want to do, honey, is put a waterbed in the bedroom. Them's the newest thing, don't you know? Everybody likes waterbeds. I told her, I says, I don't say anything new about a waterbed. I slept in one till I was 2 years old. Yeah, you think you had a rough weekend? Over the weekend, I spilled DDT on my pants and my fly dye. Get out of here real quick here. Right now, 41 degrees in the Twin Cities, 40 degrees in the suburbs, 26 in Fridley. Playing Scrabble with my wife last night, don't you know? Scrabble's that little game you put all them letters together to make words. I was losing as always. So I pulled one out of thin air. I spelled out Nookie, Nookie. Right down the board, she says to me, "Hey, you ain't going to find that in the dictionary." Well, sister, listen, woman, when you get to be my age, you ain't going to find it anywhere at all. I want to tell you. It's got to be so cold outside. Banter, Frankie Valli, the season's for. It's called Who Loves You, Baby? I Love You. Day 36, I'm St. James in the morning, playing the hits while you're spraying those pits. Well, now, once again.
You love everybody.
Time. No, I don't love everybody.
Don't you?
No.
You try to.
I only have eyes for you. No, well, what's new?
Still 43 degrees, 22 before 8. Busing is all over now in Boston. I mean, the busing rioting. But now Boston's 4,900 public school teachers have gone on strike after rejecting the school board's latest contract offer last night. But the city's 262 schools were ordered open to the 84,000 kids anyway. Early reports say few students and almost no teachers were seen entering the buildings, though. Latest Lebanese ceasefire is teetering on the brink of collapse. Muslim and Christian militiamen continue their vicious street battles, and bodies found after overnight clashes raised the death toll in 5 days of combat to 130. UN officials say Egypt and Israeli peace negotiators meeting in Geneva have yet to put any finishing touches on their peace pact. Details still have to be settled, which include military protocol for the Sinai Desert interim truce lines. Some of the problems involve the number of police to be used on the line and the status of these nomadic tribesmen running around the area on camels. Camels. There we on Sergeant, can I use the camel tonight? Northern Ireland was rocked by 3 explosions this morning, apparently aimed at police. Everybody's still fighting. President Ford, let's see, in Washington, will outline his latest proposal for helping make the nation independent of foreign energy supplies. This is out in San Francisco. I didn't even get that right. Ford wants to create a quasi-public agency to use up to $100 billion, mostly in private funds. The money would float loans to finance research and development of new energy sources. Ford outlines in plans in a San Francisco speech later on today. There's some big news for UFO buffs, I guess. The Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, in the wake of making public previously classified material, has finally released a secret study the agency conducted 22 years ago on the possible existence of flying saucers. The 32-page study, known as the Robertson Report, was undertaken by the CIA following a series of secret meetings at CIA headquarters in 1953. A panel of communicators and weapons experts and military leaders was convened back then to discuss, the implications of widespread UFO sightings on both domestic and foreign populations. The Aerial Phenomena Research Organization in Tucson, APRO, has obtained a full copy of the Robertson Report. Previous copies have been heavily sanitized by the CIA. APRO's president, L.J. Lorenzen, reports the CIA, rather than being concerned with possible reality of flying saucers, concentrated almost entirely on their psychological warfare possibilities. Lorenzen says the report discussed how dramatic UFO sightings could be employed to confuse foreign populations and how similar sightings might be used by an enemy nation to panic the American public and possibly jam U.S. communications lines. APRO learned earlier this year that it had been under surveillance by the CIA. APRO released a CIA memo which warned, quote, organizations such as APRO should be watched because of their potentiality to cause great influence on mass thinking if widespread UFO sightings should occur. Now, wasn't that shocking?
You okay in there?
Yeah, I got through it all right.
Just make a fist. I'll take your blood pressure.
And finally, believe it or cram it stuff here, Bill Staunch of Ann Arbor, Michigan, plans to go to district court come November and fight for his right to walk his pet. The pet in question is a rooster named Rajo, and the neighbors are up in arms, or wings, or at least they're up to something, complaining that Rajo keeps crowing and keeping him awake all night. For his part, Staunch says, Rajo is my friend, and I don't intend to give him up. He wakes me up, he talks to me, and sometimes when I'm lonely, he gives me a little peck. U100 endless summer weather. You deserved it. Partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today, low 60s, low tonight, low 40s. High tomorrow, mid-60s, 43. Now, Michael J. Douglas with Jerry St. James.
Boy, were you cold last night?
Oh, my glad I'm done with that.
Were you cold?
Cold?
Yeah.
No, I was in bed, covered up.
Well, I was in bed by myself, and I was freezing. It got so cold last night out here. Woo!
Really cold,
Yeah, really cold last night.
How cold was it?
Pardon, what?
How cold was it?
It was so cold last night, I fell out of bed and broke my pajamas. That wasn't too bad. With Gracie Slick in the airplane, that's called Miracles. Day 44, 16 in front of 9 o'clock. On the way down 35W today, or 494. Or maybe to Burnsville Crosstown, or 62, or 100, or maybe head up an Avenue or Lake Street. Nice to have you along here. I'm the famous, if totally unknown, St. James in the morning. Coming up in seconds, a little treat for you. Heshy Needleman will be in here. Michael J. Douglas will be interviewing Heshy. Perhaps you read about him yesterday in the newspaper. A Minnesota man, makes good, 43 years old, just invented the electric shoehorn. He'll be in here. He's going to market them and make millions. One small flaw, though, in the electric shoehorn he can't seem to get rid of. The friction sets your socks on fire. But other than that... U100. I'm Jerry St. James. It's 8:47. Guy just called up from an office. He said, will you tell us the name of this group after the record? Because I have a little bet going. The name of the group is Crow. And now somebody has to eat some, right? Yeah, I figured as much. Speaking of offices, got calls from all of our regular listeners here. The McDonald's out in Stillwater called up. Want to say hi to them, and Mary and Candy and my girls over at Raven Hill, and Jay and the people of the apartment guy today. St. Marie Tropical Fish over in St. Paul. All of our usual listeners here. People listening in the office this morning. Nice to have you along as always. It's really super to know that everybody is listening at work here. I have to talk to the boss this week. I think maybe we're going to get together and do something nice for people who listen in the office every week. Going to send you something every week, okay? Let me check it out with the... No, this is serious. Let me check it out with the boss, and I'll let you know about it tomorrow. 100 with Jerry St. James. 9 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. Special request this morning to do the Insty Prints commercial, all righty? You want to do that? Yeah, we're going to do the Insty Prints here. Yeah, Insty Prints. Hold it. All right, Insty Prints coming up here. The Jerry St. James Orchestra and Chorus with guest announcer Chucker Morgan, Michael J. Douglas on piano. Yours truly conducting. Is everybody standing up there in the bleachers? You all standing up? All right, good. Baritones to the left and the right. Now, I want to remind you, gowns for the Jerry St. James Orchestra and Chorus provided by Levine's by the Sea, travel arrangements by Captain Eddie's Airlines, makeup by Max Factor, and head by Edith Costumes. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, you want to give your next printing job a fresh new look? Well, you can right now at NC Prints. NC Prints has a special purchase of premium papers, and for a limited time, while the supply lasts, you can use them for your printing needs at the same low prices you pay for NC Prints. NC Prints, that's where...
Thank you. Good job. Wonderful. Head by Edith Costumes. Where did that come from?
Thursday evening, September 25th at 8 p.m. in Met Center. Super U and Show. U100 and Show. With a new season of rock and roll. Super concert 70's.
While sitting around the cave one day, I thought we'd ask Timothy over for lunch. So we did. Have him for lunch. It's about 4 minutes now in front of 9 o'clock. Around the house, reaching for that second or third cup of coffee. Maybe at work or in a carpool this morning. How you doing there? Good to have you along. I am the famous St. James in the morning. Playing the hits while you're spraying your pets. U100 WYOO, AM and FM stereo Richfield. It's 8:59. This is the Jerry St. James radio program. Just another stale donut in the coffee break of life. How are you? U100, that's from the LP Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboys. On the Jerry St. James Monday edition of the Twin Cities Coast to Work radio program. How are you? I'm Jerry St. James. Michael J. is seconds away. A lot to do this hour. Got a couple of Melissa LPs to give away in the instant rip between now and 10 o'clock. Got Rex King, the world's only singing weatherman. Search for Last Tuesday, our tea time movie. And today, of course, the premiere performance. Yes, the first day. So far, it's been an overwhelming success. We're going to do it again between now and 10 o'clock. The Jerry St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning. That's coming up. Yeah, all right. That'll be coming up between now and 10 o'clock. You want to set your watch, the official time. Add the tone. Thank you, Moose. 9:02.
Listen.
What's the matter?
I'm not ready.
You want me to vamp?
No, I'm ready.
Are you ready now?
Yeah.
I was going to do my soft shoe.
No, that's okay.
You want me to do my soft shoe? I'll
No.
take off my shoe and do a hard sock. How's that? Well, what's new?
52 in the city's 9:05 for the big time for the big Minnesota news here. Yep. FBI has warned an 80-year-old millionaire in St. Paul that his firm is a potential target of a radical group which claims to be concerned about the environment. One of whose members of the group is Lynette Fromm, Squeaky, you know, the woman who's been charged with attempting to shoot President Ford. FBI says Frederick Weyerhaeuser was not personally threatened by the International People's Court of Retribution, but his company based in Tacoma, Washington, is listed as a target. An unidentified juvenile in custody at Hibbing, Minnesota today in the fatal shooting of Carl Rudstrom, believed to have been in his early 30s. Sheriff's officers say the shooting Saturday grew out of a domestic, but wouldn't release details. The spokesperson said Rudstrom was hit by a high-caliber rifle bullet. A northwestern Minnesota farmer scheduled to be arraigned this morning at Warren, Minnesota, in connection with shooting 5 elk of Minnesota's dwindling herd. Farmer Gordon Foss allegedly shot 2 bull elk and 3 cows. He said he'd complained all along to officials that the herd of 20 elk were destroying his oats field that was 14 miles north of whatever. The Department of Natural Resources provided timed explosives, they say, in Foss's field to frighten the intruding elk away, but they soon got accustomed to the noise, sounding like guns and all that. Continued to eat out there. Foss faces a charge of killing a protected wildlife species. It's a gross misdemeanor with a maximum sentence of $1,000 fine or a year in jail, or maybe both. Members of Black Oak, Arkansas, and the Rock Sock reportedly came close to death during an overnight stop at Billings, Montana last month. Rolling Stone says the incident happened after the group and their road crew bedded down for the night in their air-conditioned bus. Road manager Roxy Hawk Smith awoke 4 hours later, nearly overcome by exhaust fumes that had been sucked inside by the air conditioning system. Smith stumbled outside, recovered his senses, then awoke the other members of the group who were also very groggy from the fumes. A doc who arrived a short time later to treat the band members estimated that another 2 hours of sleep in the bus would have been the end of Black Oak, Arkansas.
It was a gas, man. It was a gas.
Finally, in the Rock Sock here, Liza Minnelli, on the closing night of her successful run in the Broadway show Chicago, Liza Minnelli got all kinds of gifts, but the most unusual was a gold-engraved Lifetime Award of Big Macs from McDonald's from her husband, Jack Haley Jr. Also, they say there's no truth this morning to the rumor that Linda Lovelace is getting one from Jimmy Dean Sausage Company. U100 endless summer weather, partly cloudy and warmer. With, it's going to be warmer through tomorrow. High today in the low 60s, low tonight, low 40s, high tomorrow, mid-60s. 52 now, Michael J. with Jerry St. James.
U100, it's 9:10 on the Jerry St. James radio program. Probably the same time around your place, too. Hi, yeah, absolutely. Without any question, couple of calls already. Yes, we do have the Jerry St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning coming up next on the radio here. Yeah, don't go anywhere. U100 with the Beatles there. It's the Magical Mystery Tour. Well, yes, indeed. It is 9:13, and now from around the world, across the nation, and up your alley, time for the Jerry St. James Hot Flash News of the Morning, brought to you this morning by the National Football League Safety Match Company. If our matches don't strike, our players will. This morning, the controversy over deadly poison gas the CIA was ordered to destroy but apparently didn't rages on in Washington. CIA Director Richard Helms testified last week that he thought all the CIA had on hand was a quantity of chemicals as harmless as insecticide. When asked by a congressman what this so-called insecticide was for, Helms replied, "Oh, just to get rid of those pesky little things nobody really likes to have running around, like ants, flies, gnats, dagos, chinks, wops, and polacks." In Wall Street news, the market had a couple of really bad days last week with the Dow Jones average falling off quite a bit. One investor told a reporter as he was taking a syringe and some white powder out of his briefcase that if the market didn't shoot up pretty soon, he was going to. In the wake of the national energy crunch, ABC TV has been asked to cut down on the amount of crude oil it uses each week to film the Marcus Welby MD series. It's been revealed that the Marcus Welby program uses 100 barrels of oil each week, 60 barrels for the cars, trucks, and equipment needed to film the series on location, and 40 barrels a week for Dr. Kylie's hair.
Sure.
Farmers in St. Paul are still amazed over the high prices hogs were bringing into the market last week. The price for $62 a pound, no, wrong, the price of $62 per hundredweight set a new record. Up until then, the highest price ever paid for a pig was in March of 1973, when a convention of insurance salesmen laid out $400 to have a Hennepin Avenue topless dancer come up to their hotel room. The Democrats have settled on Kansas City as the site for their national convention next year. Kansas City met with the Democratic Party's #1 requirement. They need a city with nearly 10,000 hotel rooms, and that's just for the candidates. In the news this morning, U100 sales manager Patrick Sign on the dotted line. Rickard is looking around for a new secretary to replace the one he had to fire last week. Rickard said the work around here isn't all that hard, but the girl was too stupid. So stupid, in fact, that she thought a penal colony was a nudist camp for men. U100 with Neil Sedaka there. It's called Bad Blood. 9:18, 18 past 9, St. James in the morning. I want to remind you once again, the Hennepin County Humane Society is sponsoring another in a series of educational-type lectures tonight. It's a program on the care of birds, you know, the kind of birds keep around the house, parakeets and that sort of thing there. It's absolutely free, and you can go on over there tonight. It's 7:30, okay? You know, find out about nutrition, what to feed them, and first aid in case they get sick and diseases. Give your bird a longer and happier life. No admission charge at all. Free for the asking. Okay, it's at the auditorium of the Hennepin County Humane Society. Call them up for directions and more information. It's 522-4326. Yeah, U100 with the Pointer Sisters. I bet you got a chick on the side. 9:21, 21 minutes past 9 with St. James in the morning.
Thursday evening.
100. Yeah, this is the place. 9:23 with St. James in the morning. How you doing there? Around the office or around the kitchen. U100 out of summer weather ferry. It says partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. The high today in the low 60s. Low tonight, 40, 42 or so. 41 degrees in the Twin Cities right now. It's called Angie on the radio here. It's 9:27, about 27 past 9 o'clock on the St. James program. Yes. Don't worry, we have Search for Last Tuesday coming up moments away. Rex King before it's all over here, too. 41 degrees, a tad on the chilly side, but a gorgeous morning in the Twin Cities. This is Hamilton Joe Frankenreynolds. Oh, U100 with Hamilton Joe Frankenreynolds and falling in love with you, baby. Well, you want to take a look at our tea time movie today, huh? All right, let's take a look. It's a good one. Lower the shades in the office. Lower the shades in the office, because here we go. Today's tea time movie is one of the film classics you will enjoy. It stars Nancy Ames and Jesse James, Kenny Burrell and Howard Cosell, Robert Taylor and Norman Mailer, Huey Long and Susie Long, The Night Stalker and Nancy Walker, plus Timmy the Tap Dancing Tiger. And one of the classics of filmdom, today entitled Gidget Gets a Passion Mark, right here. Brothers. Going to see them live in concert this Thursday night. We got tickets for you coming up in seconds here on the Super U. Is the instant rip is as close as your phony, and that's no baloney. Speaking of which, the time at the tone. Thank you, Moose. 27 in front of 10.
Simply give us the 6-digit serial number of our $100 bills, and they're yours. Keep guessing until you blow it. It's easy to win. And this is just the beginning, right on Super U.
Last time.
Huh?
This is the last one.
Last time around this morning for the news purpose. Yes. Well, what's new?
Well, it's still 52, 25 till 10 now. President Ford is winding up his 4-day political swing over in California today with a series of public appearances and, of course, those interviews. In a major address before a group of business guys in San Francisco, Big Jer will unveil his plan aimed at making our nation self-sufficient in energy. Federal Energy honcho Frank Zarb says Big Jer has ordered an immediate end to petroleum product tariffs and may decide by the end of the month to end the tariff on imported crude oil. Those moves are aimed at lowering energy costs and supposedly increasing the supplies. 3-judge federal court will hear arguments today on claims by former President Richard Milhouse Nixon that he should have control over his White House papers and other materials, including his famous tape recordings. Hurricane warnings are up along the Gulf Coast from Grand Island, Louisiana to Florida today as the tropical storm Eloise turns into a hurricane. Most of Boston's 4,900 teachers went on strike this morning, setting up picket lines all over the city's 262 schools. And let's see, New York Times reports J. Edgar Hoover may have personally ordered the destruction of a letter delivered by Lee Harvey Oswald to the FBI just 10 days before the president's assassination. According to the New York Times, Oswald hand-delivered a letter to the Dallas office of the FBI, reportedly warning that he was going to blow up the Dallas Police Department. Newspaper quotes current FBI sources as disclosing that on the weekend following the assassination, FBI officials in Washington ordered the Dallas office to destroy the letter. According to the Times, its sources report that orders almost certainly were approved by Hoover. The Warren Commission was never informed by the Oswald letter, and both Hoover and the FBI agent who received the letter, James P. Husty, later told the commission that Oswald had never demonstrated any propensity toward violence. In addition, it is not made clear why the FBI took no action against Oswald at the time of this reported threat. And other big stuff here. Communist Party newspaper Pravda has launched an attack on, of all things, Moscow restaurants. Pravda says it reviewed Moscow's eating facilities and found only 2 cafes which were not dingy and uncomfortable. At both of these, the newspaper says the service was slow, the food awful, the coffee second-rate. Pravda says even at one of these better cafes, only 2 of all the items listed on the menu were actually there. At the other cafe, Pravda says the reporter was criticized for not ordering enough food and was told to please get out. Pravda's restaurant review concluded that eating out in Moscow was more often an ordeal rather than a pleasure, especially if you have to sit across from a Cossack who's straining pea soup through his beard. And finally, I got one more. Don't go red. Behavior modification therapy is being used to treat obesity, reports the Medical Tribune, you know.
Oh, yeah?
A female psychologist attempted to treat her obese husband by using her availability for sex. As a reward, in 3 short weeks, her husband gained 14 pounds. U100 endless summer weather, partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today in the low 60s, low tonight, low 40s. High tomorrow, mid-60s or so. 52 now, Michael J. with the dirty Jerry St. James.
All right, enough teasing about the boss here. I've found out, although we kid the man, he stands up for the country.
What?
During World War II, your boss and mine, did you know he was in uniform during the war?
No.
Yeah, he was a Radio City Music Hall Rockette.
He really was, wasn't he?
Well, he was. Okay. 100, that's Elton John. That's called Leave On. It's 9:42. 18 before 10 on the St. James program. Rex King, the world's only singing weatherman, coming up next on the radio. In the meantime, a couple of requests this time for this one. I always like to fill requests. It's by Orleans. That's called Dance With Me, and it sounds just about like this. U100 with Orleans and Dance With Me. I'm Jerry St. James. It's 9:45, 15 before 10 o'clock. Radio Rangers, how are you? Speaking of Radio Rangers, let's have a nice round of applause, please, for the original Radio Ranger himself, a man who's becoming a legend in my own time, the world's only singing weatherman, Mr. Rex King, ladies and gentlemen. Hey! Hello there, on my radio, buddy, it's on the radio live. This here's Rex King. We'll say hello to all my Radio Rangers out there this morning. Everybody what's forming Rex King fan clubs. Good morning, Radio Rangers. Let me take a look here at the U100 in the summer weather. No marriage jokes today. I got a good attitude about marriage now. My wife and I had a talk over the weekend, and I have a good... The way I kind of look at marriage is like going to a restaurant. Yeah, you order what you want, and then when you find out what the other guy has, you wish you'd taken that instead. Hey, it's the U100 endless summer weather. Watch it. Partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. Just a little bit though, because it's cold outside now. You're going to freeze them off if you don't watch out. Riding into work this morning, morning, Michael J. Riding into work on a bus this morning because my wife messed a car up. It's in the shop today. Why don't you come pick me up, St. James? Hope you're going to take me home. I was riding along there about 6:30 this morning, and guy sitting in the back seat, he's yelling, "Call me a doctor, call me a doctor." I said, "What's the matter, you sick?" He says, "No, I just graduated medical school." That's pretty stupid. High today in the low 60s, low tonight in the low 40s. We're going to freeze them off again. You watch it. My wife wants to get a waterbed now. She has to have everything. We're refurnishing our house, and we just buy it over in Fridley, don't you know? She wants to get a waterbed. I told her, I says, there ain't nothing new about waterbeds. I was sleeping in one till I was 2 years old. Get that monkey out of here. Back in the newsroom you belong. High tomorrow in the mid-60s. Gonna be cold and chilly. You think you had a bad weekend? Saturday I spilled DDT on my pants and my fly died. Let me get on out of here. Right now in the Twin Cities, 52 degrees, 50 in the suburbs, 37 in Fridley. Playing Scrabble with my wife last night, Jerry, don't you know? You know what Scrabble is, don't you? take all them little letters and you form words out of them. I was losing, as usual, so I thought I'd pull out my ace in the hole. I spelled nookie. Nookie. That's what I spelled out there. My wife looks at it and says, wait a minute, you can't find that in the dictionary. I says, listen, honey, when you get to be as old as I am, you can't find it anywhere at all. It's there. Why does it have to be so cold here? Why? U100 with St. James in the morning. Yeah, you can just call me Jerry. Call me anytime, actually. 9 minutes in front of 10 o'clock. Thank you. Yeah, Pat McKay in this morning at 10 o'clock to continue his on-the-job training in place of Brother Bob, who's still sick. Energy crunch is really bad. Gas prices are going up and everything. Jeez. You know it's really bad. You realize that next year things are so bad, only even-numbered swallows will be allowed to return to Capistrano. Don't believe it. That's the truth. U100 with America, 9:54. 6 in front of 10. I'm going. Goodbye. Yeah, Pat McKay will be filling in for Brother Bob, and he have all kinds of instant rips and goodies for you here. Tickets to give away, Melissa Manchester LPs to give away, and all kinds of goodies. I want to thank our studio audience today. You guys are really good. Really exceptional. Thank you very much for showing up. You're welcome anytime. Yeah, very proud of you. You did very well today. Very good. Very well behaved. We will see you tomorrow morning on the radio at 6 o'clock when the St. James Answer Man will be here tomorrow, so don't forget that. You guys want to say goodbye? Yes, our entire cast and crew, including the studio audience, waiting by the microphone. Hurry up. I have to leave. Goodbye. WYOO, AM/FM stereo, Richfield, 10 a.m. Another day, another quarter. I'm Pat McKay for Brother Bob with David Bowie. Right on the Super U 1004. Pat McKay waiting for your phone call right now at 452-3333. My favorite lady, Melissa Manchester.
Somebody told me. Somebody told me long, long time ago. Remember when you need something to believe in, look in my eyes to find your heaven. I'll make it happen. Need to know you're there. But there's just so many people in this world who are undecided. Just so many broken people afraid to take a stand. Oh, just so many lonely people living in a house beside loneliness and sorrow more than I could stand. Somebody told me, somebody told me, somebody told me, somebody told me, somebody told me,
Thursday night at 8 p.m. And these are the Outlaws. Come on.
Sometimes I feel I am getting kind of low. Thoughts I am thinking are the reason, so I try to remember.
Brother Bob, your chance to win hundreds and thousands of dollars starts this afternoon at 3 with Chuck Morgan. Pat McCann handle the summer weather. Partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. A high today of 64, low tonight 42, high tomorrow 65 right now. Basically cloudy, 52 at Lion Eyes, Woody Eagles. Right on Super U, Pat McCann, Eagles, and Lion Eyes. 10:20 in the cities. You can stand by because in just a few minutes I have 4 hours and 20 minutes of non-stop rock and roll right on Super U. In your way. Story named Rocky. That sounds suspiciously like about 20 other songs that have been done in the last few years. 10:24 now. Clinics and demonstrations and exhibits featuring 100 leading manufacturers like Pioneer, Panasonic, Canon, E.M. Johnson, and many more. The largest show ever assembled in the upper Midwest for hi-fi, photography, and CV buffs. The Sight and Sound Show. And it all takes place October 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. Minneapolis Auditorium. Listen to U100 for more details on the spectacular Sight and Sound Show. Right on Super U 1025, and I am Pat McCann. I have a double instant rip right now. The fifth guy at 452-3333, and the third stick at the same number. The guest two in no time, where Jeff Mother Robbins counts down the top 15 most requested onlys Friday nights while you're cruising at 9 o'clock. Way to better things. I'll find myself somewhere. Listen, pros are calling me. No time for a gentle rain. No time for my watch and chain. No time for revolving doors. No time for the killing floor. No time for the killing floor. There's no time left for you. No time left for you. To win hundreds, I mean thousands of dollars.
Baby, if I think about you, I think about love. Darling, if I live without you, I live without love.
10:37. Stand by because in around 2 minutes from right now, I have a major and very important announcement to make right on the WYOO.
On all the details of their Flower and Foliage Plant of the Month Club. Minneapolis Floral, 2420 Hennepin Avenue, or the Radisson downtown.
Music fully now. Pat McKay at 10:39. I have just thrown away all the entire rest of my day of commercials, and I have 4 hours and 40 minutes of non-stop music right on WYOO. With a concert that can never be. The Rolling Stones, Elton John, the Beatles, and the Cream reunited sometime in October in stereo. Fresh Air and Quicksilver. For Brother Bob. I'm waiting for a phone call right now at 452-3333. About 3 more aspirin. North America's #1 boogie station, and your chance to win thousands of dollars this afternoon at 3 with Chuck Morgan. Music. And an instant rip right now as close as your U100 WYOO AM/FM stereo Richfield. 11 a.m. I'm Pat McKay, where Bruce Geslin of Minnetonka just ripped me out for a Melissa LP, Elton John, and Neil Sedaka. U100 1101 Pat McKay for Brother Bob. Your chance to win hundreds and thousands of dollars starts this afternoon at 3 with Chuck Morgan right on Super U. Summer weather, partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today 64, low tonight 42, high tomorrow 65. Right now in the cities, the cloudy sky 52 for you. And the Eagles take it easy right on to WYOO. U100 Pat McKay 1108. 4 hours, 40 minutes of non-stop music. And Hamilton, Joe Frank and Reynolds right on to WYOO. Baby, baby. Pat McKay for Brother Bob, 1110, and Paul McCartney. Right on stereo 1114, Pat McKay, 100% music, 4 hours and 40 minutes of it. Jerry St. James plays those hits while you sprayed in pits, morning 6 till 10, right on WYOO. Santana, Oyo Como Va. 100% music, Pat McKay, 1118. Tell us the serial number of the U100 bill this afternoon with Tucker, and you could win.
Flying me back. I know because the sky is bright, everything's alright. Flying me back to Memphis. Honey, keep the oven warm. Well, the clouds are clearing, and I think we're over the storm. But I've been picking it up around me. Around me, I think she does. Like the stars above me, I know because the sky is bright.
Hubba, hubba. Right on, Super U 1121, Pat McKay. You're going to be calling number 15 to win right now. 452-3333. And Olivia Newton Toilet.
In the car?
Cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today 64, low tonight 42. High tomorrow 65 right now. A cloudy sky 53 degrees. Inside with the Stone family getting you high. Thank you. Super U 1120 and Pat McKay just gave away Melissa Manchester LP to Moon Barrett of St. Paul. Your chance to win minutes away right here. Super U 1131, Pat McKay is still working on 4 hours and 40 minutes of non-stop rock and roll. Peter Skellern at Hold On to Love, right on Super U. Right on Super U 1134 now. I'm Pat McKay, and your chance to win a $100 bill comes this afternoon with Chuck Morgan. Just tell us the serial number on it, and you win it. Kiss, rock, and roll all night. You saw it. Super U 1137, the world famous and ever popular Pat McKay for Brother Bob. I said Pat McKay, not Tom. Some people are calling me on my request line at 452-3333 saying, "Hi, Tom." It's not Tom, it's Pat. Imagine I get paid for this. Summer weather is going to be partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. I bet. High today 64, low tonight 42, and high tomorrow 65. Right now, a cloudy sky. 52 in the cities, and your chance to win hundreds of dollars in cash. And then thousands of dollars in cash starts this afternoon. U100 1153, there's Pat McKay, the Duber Brothers, and the Outlaws are coming to town at the Met Center. It's coming this Thursday, and I got tickets in just a few minutes on the instant ripoff. Sweet Maxine, she's sure know how to do it, baby. Oh, yeah, get down now. Oh, rock and roll my Pat McKay. Jeff Mother Robbins counts down the top 15 most requested oldies in the Twin Cities while you cruise with your baby. Friday night starting at 9. Call in your request right now. 452-3333 is where you get a hold of me. Chicago and the Beach Boys. Wishing you were here so you could blow in my ear, baby. Oh. Little feedback never hurt nobody. Stopping the other turkeys in time with 4 hours and 40 minutes of non-stop rock and roll. This is Melissa. Counts down the top 15 most requested oldies while you cruise with your baby. Friday night starting at 9 p.m. At 452-3333, I got this one. Orleans, and I just want to boogie with you, babe. U100 Pat McKay afternoon, 12:36 for Brother Bob, and Constant Cash begins this afternoon with Chucker Morgan at 3 o'clock. Just tell us the number of the $100 bill. The serial number, and instant with me. And him, and everybody else that works here. And watch me get out of this one as quick as I can. The longer you listen, the more you win. Right on Super U, this is Grand Fog Railroad. 452-3333 is where you're getting it in, and I am getting it on. I'm your captain. Reminding you that if you're just starting to drive and experimenting with liquor, you're just like Chuck Morgan and you're sick. No, actually, beware, it's a deadly combination. KC and the Sunshine Band, and get down tonight. Straight out of the toilet sucks. You got Pat McKay afternoon, and I'm sitting here for Brother Bob, who is sick, but everybody knows that. 452-3333 is where you can get a hold of me right now, because if you will get it in, I will definitely get it on. I'll answer my entire set of phone calls for the next 10 minutes of that number, so get it on right now. Soul City Symphony and Van McCoy doing the hustle, baby. But do I write a song about it? 100% music, 4 hours and 40 minutes. Right on Super U 1256, I'm Pamela K. I have 100% music, and my phone line is open right now for you sexy little sweethearts at 452-3333. Gladys Knight and her big pimp. Isn't that easy? The Pip's making my life that. WYOO AM/FM Stereo Richfield, 1 p.m. Pam McKay on the Pam McKay Show. And Neil Sedaka. Super U 102, Pat McKay, and endless summer weather. Partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. A high today 64, low tonight 42, and high tomorrow 65. And Jeff Mother Robbins at 9. Right now, cloudy 56 and a real turker. What? Turker.
Every time I'm near you, whirling.
Pat McKay, if somebody asks you what radio station you listen to win the cash, U100 is all you need to know to win. Peter Skellard. I am Pat McKay, 100% music for 4 hours and 40 minutes non-stop. Zach Morgan begins it this afternoon at 3. Your chance to win hundreds and thousands of dollars on constant cash. Stereo 112, Pat McKay. Stop me now, number 9 at 452-3333 and some time. What Facts and Who Loves You, and your chance to win later on this hour.
No, I can't forget to see.
Super U 124 this Pat McCanny afternoon. I have for you endless summer weather. Partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today 64, low tonight. Jeff Mother Roberts at 9 and 42. High tomorrow 65. Right now, cloudy 56 and David WYOO with fame right on WYOO. Music. 4 hours and 40 minutes of it. Pat McCann 128 and a Rolling Stone. What I told you. Station, Pat McCann 131. I have 4 hours, 40 minutes of non-stop rock and roll. And Bruce Springsteen and Born to Run. on Super U136 is Pat McKay, and we have a new one. Jeff Mother Robbins counts down the top 15 most requested oldies Monday through Friday. Friday nights while you cruise at 9 o'clock. Tony Camilla and Bazooka. Run Super U139, Pat McKay and Rod Stewart. The serial number on the U100 $100 bill this afternoon with sucker at 3, and you win on constant cash, the Eagles and Lion Eyes. Super U100% music, Pat McKinney afternoon at 1:50. Give me a buzz right now, 452-3333, because if you get it in, I'll get it on. Good love and gone bad and bad. Come there. Pat McKinney afternoon, 1:53 now. We're bringing the Doobies to town this Thursday night along with the Outlaws. Get your tickets now. This is America. non-stop rock and roll. 452-3333 is my phone number. Get on the horn right about now. Music for 4 hours and 20 minutes. I am Pat McKay at 2:04, and I just can't wait for 3 o'clock if I get off. No, I'm just kidding. I can't wait for 3 because the contest. Let me start over again. The contest starts. You guess the serial number, the $100 bill that Chuck Morgan has, and you win it. Goobies, right on. Super by you. Stereo 207 Pat McKay afternoon. Get it on at 452-3333. Gary Chapin and Taxi.
It was raining high. Then she glanced at the license for my name. A smile her slowly. It was a sad smile just the same. And she said, how are you, Harry? I said, how are you, Sue? Through the too many miles and the too little smiles, I still remember you.
won Doobie Brothers tickets.
You're kidding me.
No, you just won Doobie Brothers tickets to see the concert.
That's good, because I can't afford to go and pay. So,
Right on, Super U 222 for you. I'm Pat McKay, and I have little summer weather. Partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today 64, low tonight 42, and high tomorrow 65. Right now today's a cloudy sky of 56. And the Pointer Sisters, I bet you got a chick on the side. Right on, by you. For you, 225, Pat McKay, 100% music, and Ringo Starr, Columbia, fully now. Lady
a man I know just came from Nashville, Tennessee, oh. He smiled because I did not understand. Then he held out some moonshine whiskey, oh. He said it was the best in all the land. Hard to find it, oh.
U100, 227, Pat McKay in the afternoon. This afternoon at 3 with Chuck Morgan. You got your chance, baby, because Constant Cash starts. Tell us the serial number on the $100 bill, and you could be a winner. Mother Robin's going to count down the top 15 most requested oldies Monday through Friday while you cruise with your baby Friday night at 9 o'clock. Right on, Super U. 223 on Pat McKay and I have endless summer weather, partly cloudy and warmer through tomorrow. High today 64, low tonight 42, and high tomorrow 65. By now cloudy 57, and America.
Well, that's right.
U100, 236, Pat McKay, 100% music still, and I'm working on it for 4 hours and 40 minutes. Woo! Santana and Chuck Morgan at 3 with Everybody's Everything. Even something you don't want. U100, Pat McKay afternoon, 239. We're Constant Cash and your chance to win hundreds and thousands of dollars. Starts this afternoon at 3 with Tucker, Neil Sedaka, and Elton John.
The only good thing about bad blood is letting it fly.
Right on, Super U.
How sweet.
Music 245 and Pat McKay. Tucker at 3 with Constant Cash. And your chance to win $100 bills as close as your phone on the Instant Rip. McKinney afternoon, 2:49, 100% music, and at 17 with Ugly Janice.
Lacking in the social graces, desperately remained at home, inventing lovers on the phone, who called to say, come dance with me, and murmured vague obscenities. It isn't all it seems, it's 17. A brown-eyed girl in hand-me-downs, whose name I never could pronounce, said, pity please the ones who serve, they only get what they deserve. And the rich relation, hometown queen, marries into what she needs, with a guarantee of company and haven for the elderly. Remember those who win the game, lose the love they sought to gain, and they're ensures of quality and dubious integrity. The small town eyes will gape at you in dull surprise when payment due.
U100 Pat McKinney afternoon, 2:54 at 452-3333, the Suite and Ballroom Blitz.
Ready, Steve? Hey, fellas, let's go!
What a bunch of fags. Right on Super U 257, that's it, that's all. That's the general tickets for Pat McKay. Tucker is next at 3 with Constant Cash. See you tomorrow, 1 hon. Keep loving. WYOO,
Morgan plays the best music in stereo.
You got down, Jack. Straight up 3 on your Tucker with Constant Cash for you today. U100. 303, good afternoon. It's Monday, and this is Tucker with Orleans, or Orleans. Depends on what part of the country you come from, how you say it. From the album Let There Be Music, good stuff, called Dance With Me. Right on, Super U with Money in Moments. Peter Sculler, and Hold On to Love. U100, the best music in stereo. At 308, Chucker with Sticks. This is for my lady. Counting down the top 15 most requested only while you cruise in your car with your cigar. Friday night, starting at 9. Here's U100. You got something you want to hear this afternoon, you give me a call. I'll try to play it for you. Your number to me is 452-3333. You got that down? 452-3333. Bowie for White Bear Lake. Fame. U100 and Chuck Morgan with the best music for you in stereo. It's exactly 3:15 on the Monday. Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds fall in love with you again, pretty lady. U100. That's Hamilton, Joe, Frank, and Reynolds, and Baby Baby fall in love with you again. At 3:20 Monday with Chucker. Hey. U100 song by good old Rocky Feller. That's Austin Roberts at 3:20 with your Chucker and Money for you in moments. Yeah, feels everyone.
with constant cash this afternoon. All you got to do is give us what do you got to give me? Well, besides that, you got to give me the $100 bill serial number in moments here at Super U. Eagles and Lion Eyes. Hooray! Right on Super U at 334 afternoon. This is Chucker, and Thursday night on stage tonight you're going to see the Doobie Brothers. You're going to see the Outlaws. If that wasn't enough, you're going to see me and Jerry St. James on stage together, making a complete fool out of ourselves. Like we'll probably look like the rear end of a donkey. Riddle in the ears in stereo right on Super U. Steely Dan, Riddle in the ears at 3:35 in the afternoon with Chuck Morgan and money for you in moments. U100, giving you money in moments. All you gotta do is guess the serial number from the bill, which we give away. It could be hundreds or thousands and thousands of dollars. 3:40 Monday afternoon in the cities. This is Chucker working with 56. Low tonight near the freezing mark. 32 in the cities.
49.5 Hennepin in Minneapolis. Yeah, at Comic City, they have everything a comic book collector could dream of. They also have pulp magazines and comic posters. Comic City not only sells comic books, but they buy and trade them as well. Now, the folks at Comic City are interested in talking to anybody who may have comic books in good condition, and they almost never turn down an offer. Anybody hearing this announcement should stop over to Comic City. It's really an interesting place. Especially stop down with your comics. You may have something Comic City is looking for, and they could have something very interesting for you. Remember this place because it's the biggest comic book store in the upper Midwest. And if it's the latest issue of any comic serial you're into, they will have it. Comic City, again, is easy to find. It's located at 3149.5 Hennepin, about a block and a half south of Lake Street on Hennepin. Check out the Comic City, because it is really wild. Right on, Super U! The instant reference pushes your phone right now. 452-3333. Call me, I'm going to give you some. Free of charge. Y'all crazy horse. Girl, she's a dog, man. U100. No, my phone is Debbie. What's your last name, dear?
Pardon?
What's your last name?
Weather.
Hey, you got yourself a King Pound of Flex album from U100.
Alright.
U100, straight shooting album band company. And I feel like making love to you at 3:50 Monday with Chucker. Not a bad day in the cities at all.
Hey, you.
U100 Four Seasons, and Who Loves You at 3:55 with Chucker Tiger Electronics. Right on, Super U100, WYOO, AM/FM stereo Richfield.
Give it to me, Chucker. All your money.
Go in a minute, babe. Straight up for you, Joe Chucker with Elton John. U100, Captain Fantastic album, Elton John, gotta buy myself a meal ticket. 4:05, Sunday, Monday in the afternoon, this is George Tucker with money for you in moments. You know you've got it. U100, that's from an album called Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen, that's the name of it, Born to Run. A little KO pick that'll help you out, though. 410, this is Chuck Morgan.
Hey, you.
Super U100, 4:14 in the afternoon. This is Chuck Morgan, 35 only north and southbound. Is moving along quite nicely, as well as 494 east and west around the 100 interchange. Well, that means this, you're not going to slow down if you're on your way home and you're in a hurry. Can't see the sunshine, man. Get down! U100, Chuck Morgan. I'm going to give you a chance to get my jeans in a little bit and get hold of some of that cash in there. In moments, Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama, or Can You Smell the Honeysuckle on the Vine, Baby? 100, that's from the album Second Helping, Leonard Skinner and Sweet Home Alabama. At 4:20, driving home on a Monday with Chuck Morgan at Right On Super U.
Enzo Perazzo.
U100, JoJo knows the finer things in life. He's going back to California. Get back some of that Acapulco stuff. Yeah, U100, boy, we look good yesterday. I tell you, we put it to San Francisco, 27-17. I have a feeling the Vikings going to be a second-half football club this year, but that's all right. We're going to win ourselves a Super Bowl. I'm feeling my bones tonight.
The only good thing about bad blood is letting it fly.
U100. You'll see these guys on stage with the Doobie Brothers along with me and Jerry St. James Thursday night. We ain't going to do anything, man. Outlaws, there it goes. Another love song. Let's all sing it now. Go on. U100 Outlaws. And there you go. Another love song at 4:35 in the afternoon. This is Tucker. Well, let's see. Robert Hall is out with pneumonia. Jeff Robbins is out with pneumonia. And one of the secretaries is out with pneumonia. I think everybody's been out with you. And U100, you've got Chucker Morgan driving you home for a Monday and nice day. With 64 degrees. Going to be a chilly night down about 32 in the city. Chance of frost on your pumpkin tonight. Maybe we'll get ourselves out of last place before the season's over.
Hi, this is Jerry St. James.
Cash for you. If you can give me the $100 bill serial number from U100, you call me now. 452-3333. I'll take caller number 10. Right on! Super U with more winners than any other station in the city. 537, this is Chucker Boy, Diamond Dog Towel, and Rebel Rebel. At 5:49, this is what I do on the weekends. Just down on the corner of Selby and Dale, we come out with a flasher, my black raincoat, man. U100 and Robbie Baby at 7 tonight. And at 9 is Tim Cassidy for Jeff, who's got pneumonia, along with Robert Ball and half the staff. I don't know, but I think the health department's interested in who they've been dating a lot lately. I mean, dance with me. Right on, Super U100, 555 on the city. Traffic not too bad today anywhere, man. 35 double digit good. 494 look good. 100 is typical congested south, but then you got to realize it's like Cedar Avenue, man. Stop and go, just like my wife. Or why can't we be friends? U100 with a bleached hair, a white rabbit. WYOO, FM, Stereo Richfield.
I really love George Washington's picture, Chucker.
And I'll give you a chance to get one of them in about a little bit from now. Straight up 6, KC, the Sunshine Band. U100, making you a dollar winner in moments. Austin Roberts, this is Rocky. Dig it. U100. With money, honey, for you in moments. Hey, if you got something you want to hear, give me a call. I'll try to play it for you. Your number to me is 452-3333. If everybody out of Kellogg High, BTO, and taking camping. is. U100 with money in moments. Right on. Super U. Exactly 6:15 in the city. This is Chucker with a low of 32 tonight. Wow. 63 degrees, 17 Celsius right now. Neil Stack and Elton John got bad blood. U100. 617 with 100% music power this hour. Quadrophenia album, Who? And it's the real me.